Yeah, honestly, what gets me through my day to day is I didn't come this far only to come this far. All right, tailwind, cool down. Yeah, I didn't have to do that. Wow, I just got really emotional thinking about that. Yeah, I've put in a lot of freaking work, dude. I've had a lot of sacrifices. I've had stress fractures. I've not hugged and kissed my children. I've not hugged and kissed Zana. I've been gone for weeks on end. It's a big sacrifice. You know, I've spent a lot of freaking money. It sucks going out there and, you know, especially when you don't want to. But I don't want to quit, and all of those years would go to waste. You know, I still am getting better. I still love what I'm doing. Today's a Thursday at 3:15, and you know, I'm not clocking in. I'm not behind a computer. Like, this is awesome. Who else can say that they can do this for a living? Like, I'm living a dream. I got into the sport of triathlon pretty unique. My brother, he was mountain biking in college, and he wanted someone to ride with. So he built his bike and pulled a Trek as a Trek 1200 with down tube shifters, pulled it out of the dumpster, built it up, and gave it to me, told me to start riding and swimming because he had registered me for a triathlon in Mankato at the college. It's an indoor triathlon in the spring. And so yeah, it just kind of kicked off from there. And riding with him, and we just two brothers racing each other. Like, every single ride that we did was just an absolute race. And we'd be going through the northern suburbs of Minneapolis and finding signs to race to. You know, kind of what we still do today. Just kind of have fun being kids. But this whole time, I'm just racing. I was at CSU, going to college full time, working as a handyman. So I was landscaping. I was doing electrical work. I remodeled the kitchen as a college student, and I was training full time. So it just, to me, it didn't seem like, it just seemed what I should be doing. Like just the rhythm of the day, right? It didn't, like, this is what I do and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna complain, because how else am I gonna be able to afford the gas to get to Lake Havasu for regionals, or to get to Collegiate Nats, or, you know, all this other stuff. So I had to work. And you know, my college beer budget just needed to get funded as well. So it just, yeah, just kind of something that, it's how I started in triathlon, and I never really changed it. You know, even to this day, you know, I'm always busy, whether it's with the kids, with yard work, with handyman stuff. I kind of tinker around a little bit. Like, I'm always busy. I'll get to the end of the day and I'll look at my watch and I'll be like 15,000 steps. You know, it's not that steps really matter, but it is a sense of like how much time you're spending on your feet. And that's all I do. You know, a couple years ago, I wanted to be a robot. I wanted to be like the other triathletes that grew up in the sport. And because I was really worried that the amount of time that I was spending being busy was hurting me. But then I would try and sit down and not do anything, and then my mind would just be racing, and I just felt so guilty, and I hated myself for it. And I have to stay busy in order to stay successful in triathlon, because it's how I got in the sport, it's how I'm going to finish the sport. St. George, I got fourth at IRONMAN Worlds. It was a May race from previous year, got canceled, and I got fourth. I mean, it should have, like, that was absolutely legit. It should have been. That's how I should have felt. But it's unfortunate, you know, it's really short-lived. It didn't even register on me. Like, you know, people would, after the race, would kind of like congratulate you or be like, holy cow, like, he is pretty good. Or, you know, you'd kind of sense that, but it never registered. And it was a world champ event, so if you put it together on one day, it really does make a big difference. But you just start going back. It is kind of tough. You know, I've had 5 Ironman wins, and each one I'm just like, well, really, it wasn't that great. You know, you start kind of playing games, and that's kind of where I got into that mindset of like, okay, I need to be a robot, and I need to wake up, train, I need to take a nap, I need to eat right, the kids cannot get me sick, like everything just needs to be absolutely perfect because your competitors are just living in an apartment with no obligations, they're on training camps, they have, a lot of them don't have significant others, which I'm very happy with my situation, but you know, you're just comparing yourself to like, they don't have any obligations other than eat, sleep, breathe triathlon. And so then you just like, okay, I'm gonna try and minimize everything you can in your life to live a life like them. And it just started eating me apart. Like, I felt so guilty, you know, like I would, you know, hide from my kids. I would, you know, come home from school and it's like full wardrobe change, you know, go wash your hands, new clothes. And it just ate me alive. It wasn't something that was sustainable. So finding that being busy for me was actually helping with my day-to-day. This is my first year with Raw, and I mean, absolutely blown away. Number one, the fuel is the best product that I've ever used, drink mix. That's the concoction, I just feel like I can just put it scoop after scoop after scoop after scoop, and you know, to 25 grams per scoop, like you can just put in such a high volume and not have any GI issues, and then just kind of drink it along all day. Ever since I've had it, I haven't had any bonks, just because I just put in way more scoops than I ever used to, and I don't know if it's just the way it's dosed or the way that it's packaged. I don't know, it's just bizarre because one scoop is one serving. Maybe other times I've just always wanted to not put in that much stuff. I don't know, it's just a bizarre sensation that I'm noticing with this, but man, it's working. And I don't need to take any, I don't have to shove my pockets full of gels and bars because I could just have so many carbs in the bottles. And it sits extremely well, and I can just keep chugging along all day. The replenish, I do take that every day just because I get in the sauna or I get in the hot tub at a gram per serving. It's just perfect. One scoop, go with it. The watermelon flavor is my favorite, and yeah, it's just super simple. Just punishing. My years professionally, I've been racing 13 years triathlon as a whole. I started when I was 21, like doing anything. And I feel that I have a lot to offer. I think people respect that, they see that. Yeah, I have a lot of friends, a lot of connections, and you know, I've been around the globe. It's fun to see where I'm at in this stage of my career. I still love the sport. I still love training. I love where I live, and honestly, the numbers on the bike keep getting better. It's It's frustrating that this didn't happen years ago, but you know, it's only been 13 years. You know, you think of some of these kids who have been racing since they were 5, like, which some have. 13 years later, they're still not even pro. So by the time they hit pro, they've actually been doing triathlon for a pretty freaking long time. And it's funny, I looked at a picture, I got second place in Oceanside, and I want to say 2015. And seeing a picture of me chugging the champagne on the finishers, and you just see my body, right? It's just kind of like this immature, like not really good definition anywhere. It just because I hadn't been doing the sport, I haven't really developed. And then you see 25-year-olds, and I would have been, man, I would have almost been 30 at that point. But it's, you see these 25-year-olds that look like their body is, they look like a triathlete. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of something that, you know, if I had a time machine, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't change anything. I don't know, life's pretty freaking good, dude. But you just kind of think like, I can only do what I can with what I'm given. And this is what I'm given, and got to move forward.